Couple quick hitters for the Arizona Cardinals. So OTAs ended about a month ago. About a month ago. So give or take a week. And the headlines coming out of OTAs was the Jacoby Brissett contract. Gardner Minshew is asserting himself as a guy who could be the day one starter. Carson Beck is spending so much time in the training room. Jeremiah Love looks great. Michael Wilson and Marvin Harrison Jr. Hopefully they can be this awesome 1-2 wide receiver tandem. Trey McBride, awesome. But since then we've had a few storylines come out. This week, Jacoby Brissett worked out with his teammates and is still in contract negotiations. But for everyone saying, "Oh no, like Brissett isn't getting reps with his guys," like as long as he understands the Mike LaFleur offense and they get everything resolved and he's practicing and in training camp, everything's going to be fine. I expect this contract negotiation to play out for just a couple more weeks. I think it gets resolved pretty early into training camp. If not, it's just honestly like the lamest quarterback team controversy ever. It just is the most like lame starting quarterback controversy ever. Because this Cardinals team is going to win what, like 3 games this year? Like Jacoby, look in the mirror, but also Cardinals just like if he's your starter, just give him a few million more than Gardner Minshew and shake hands, call it a day, and then guess what? Brissett's probably not on the team next year. Uh but he was working out with teammates. And so any thought as to if there's any fracture in the locker room between the teammates? I don't think so. He was working out with a lot of the guys, so I'm not expecting this contract negotiation to have any impact on Brissett's job as a starter right now. 2 weeks into training camp, that'll change, but right now, Brissett seems to have a good relationship with all the guys, and if he truly is the starter and the Cardinals meant what they said in May, then he's going to be the starter at the beginning of the season. Uh, Another storyline that came out was that Trey McBride was lowballed by the Arizona Cardinals. So it seems like the Cardinals have a habit of trying to lowball guys. And this is really, really bad because McBride was one of the best tight ends in the NFL. And the Cardinals tried to really lowball him and offered him 12 million, where now he's making a lot more. He's I believe it's 18 and a half to 19 million a year. But he talked about how maybe he was just going to play one more year in Arizona and then move on with how low the Cardinals' first offer was to him. And obviously it's contract negotiations. Like you can't just, I mean, probably what the Cardinals should have done, if they're a good organization, they just say, "Hey, Trey, here's $76 million for 4 years. You're the highest paid player in the NFL." And then Trey says, "Where do I sign?" Ideally, that's how it should work. And maybe the Cardinals could have done the, "Hey, we'll pay you 16." And then McBride says, "Well, I want 20." And then they settle on 18 or 19, right? It shouldn't even have had to been a negotiation. That's the part that sucks. It shows that Michael Bidwell and this ownership group and this front office are still operating like a sad, sorry NFL franchise. And that, above all else, is going to have to change before the Cardinals are ever able to compete for a Super Bowl again. Whether that's a change in ownership or a change in ownership philosophy, a change in how business gets done. But the bullseye is pointed right at Michael Bidwell. He got to hide behind the clown show that Robert Sarver was for a decade. But guess what, Michael Bidwell? We got Matt Ishbia now, He's not a clown show. Does he make questionable decisions? Yeah. Every owner makes questionable decisions. Ken Kendrick is operating within the means that he can as a Arizona Diamondbacks owner. Some people complain about it. He says that he invests everything that he makes from the team back into the team. I believe him. The way baseball has structured teams' ability to make money is really, really unfair to smaller market teams like the Diamondbacks, and really helps out the teams like the Dodgers, who make a ton from their TV deals and get to keep a lot of it. So, so the the bullseye is pointed squarely at you, Michael Bidwell. You, sir, are the worst owner in this town. You, sir, are the worst owner in Arizona. Now that we don't have a hockey franchise, that there were two other worse owners in town than you, but both of them have uh, been pushed out in the last half decade, and now the bullseye is on you. And for those of us who grew up Arizona Cardinals fans, or who are converting to Arizona Cardinals fans, we're sick and tired of your nonsense. We're so done with all the games and all the bad business that you do. We're done with it. We want a winner. We want to compete for Super Bowls. We believe that we can build a fan base in Arizona if we have a winning culture. But guess what? This sorry, sad sack of a franchise will never be able to engage the transplants that move to Arizona. They will never be able to really get the people who have lived in the valley their whole lives. Well, guess what? Guess what they've seen from the Cardinals? They've had two exciting teams, three exciting teams. Four, we can be generous and give one of the Kyler Murray seasons. But like, we've had four exciting seasons since the franchise has been in Arizona. It's hard. It's hard to build a fan base that just expects to lose. It's just hard. You, winning is what creates a fan base. So if you want actual Cardinals fans to show up to your games, start trying to build a good roster and take all the necessary steps to do that. Yeah, has Matt Ishbia made some bad trades? But I believe that Matt Ishbia is trying to win at all costs. And I don't believe that Michael Bidwell is trying to win at all costs. I believe that Michael Bidwell is looking out for Michael Bidwell first, second, and third. And then it comes down to, oh, maybe hopefully the Cardinals can win as well. So the bullseye's on you, Michael Bidwell. Let's end with some positives. Josh Sweat is number 78 on the NFL's top 100 players list. Buda Baker is number 75 on the NFL's top 100 player list. He dropped about 40 spots, but Sweat jumped about 20 spots. And so good to see that those two guys are getting recognition for being two of the best players in the NFL. But now that those two guys are have been announced, is there anyone outside of Trey McBride that we think is going to be on that list? Is I don't know, like Jeremiah Love probably won't be on the list, just because he hasn't proved anything. But like Michael Harris, or excuse me, Marvin Harrison and Michael Wilson, I don't think either of those two guys are going to make the list. Um, I don't see anyone else on the Cardinals defense making the list. Hopefully, Will Johnson can be a lockdown corner this year and get onto the list next year. Uh, Maybe Walter Nolan can do the same thing, but outside of Trey McBride, I don't know if any other Cardinals player is going to make this list, which is unfortunate. Maybe the Cardinals go out and they get Baker Mayfield, who is in contract negotiations of his own with Tampa Bay. Oh, that would be another guy on the list, and then that would, definitely set us up to compete this year. And maybe if they don't compete this year, then you pick Jeremiah Smith at the top of the draft next year. But That's the Arizona Cardinals talk. That's the Arizona Sports Podcast. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you next time. Go Suns, go Cardinals, and come on, miserable Diamondbacks. Let's at least go split this series and beat those Dodgers.